Next file we're going to be working on inside of the MOD folder is basket underscore quantity. First of all, we're going to rename this file to use, rather than the underscore, the hyphen. So I'm going to rename it, use the hyphen, and then refactor. There we go. And the file now uses the hyphen. Now, if we open this file, and we are actually practically removing everything from this file because we're going to use a slightly different approach. Up to now, we've been updating our basket based on a field which has been basically sent via Ajax. We're talking about the full view basket. What we're going to do now is, when we're going to update the JavaScript file, we're going to send the call with all of the fields from the form, from the table, which contains obviously all of the products inside of the basket table. And then we're going to loop through all of these and update all of the quantities of these products accordingly, because we may first change several different fields, basically, let's say one product to 10 products, then the other products to, let's say, 5 products, and then hit update. In this case, all of these fields are going to be sent and everything's going to be updated in one go. So that's why we're going to be changing basically the approach here a little bit. We're going to make use of the SSD form. Then we're going to use SSD catalog. Then we're going to use SSD session. We're also going to use SSD basket and helper and plugin. Now we're going to create a new instance of the form object. New form, oops, not this one. And then array equals object form get post array. We're not passing any expected values. We want array, basically. We want all of the post items to be collected. And now we're checking if is an empty array. Then we're going to do something. We're not going to throw echo anything if array is empty, basically. We just leave the blank page. Then we're going to create the new object catalog equals new catalog. And then we go for the for each array as key equals value. Inside of this for each loop, first of all, we're creating the new variable called identity, which is basically going to split our key with the hyphen. So we're going to use explode function, which is taking the delimiter, which in this case is going to be hyphen, and then the object which we want to split, basically, which is the key. And now we check if count, and we're looking at the identity, which has now become an array, and the count equals 2, because we need to make sure that there are 2 elements. So basically, let's say name hyphen ID and identity 0, which is the first item in this array, equals quantity. Then we're going to proceed. Let me scroll up a little bit. And if it's true, then when we create the product variable and use the object catalog to populate the product by the ID, which is basically identity with the index 1, which is the second item, after splitting obviously the key associated with the value. Then we check if empty product, meaning obviously we haven't found anything. Then we're going to use continue to break the current iteration and go for the next iteration. Basically, continue what it does, is as opposed to break. As you know, we've got switch, let's say case, and then we break to make sure that nothing after this break is executed, obviously within the switch. And for each loop, obviously we can use break as well, and we can also use continue, but continue only breaks the current iteration and goes to the next one to perform the iteration again, obviously. So this is where we're gonna break here if we couldn't find a product. And then we check if empty value, else we do something else. If value is empty, then session, and we go for the remove item, we go product ID, And then otherwise is session set item, and we go for product ID, and then the value of this item, which is basically the quantity. Obviously, if quantity is empty, which equals 0, or the field is going to be empty, then we want to remove it from the basket. Otherwise, we want to set its quantity for the specific product to whatever it's been obviously sent to this file. And we'll be continuing with this file in the next video.